and welcome to Saugus High Inside Edition, Episode 8. Today, my co-host is Kevin Majoy. So let's dip into the news. Today's X2 announcements. Shadow Day this year will be on March 14th. Students, there is a mandatory meeting for all students going to Italy and Greece in April. This meeting will be held after school in Miss Mirando's room. All students going on the trip must attend. All football players and cheerleaders must pick up banquet forms in room W12 this week. The banquet is on Thursday, January 12th at 6:30 p.m. at the Saugus Elks. Do you have any artwork you would like to submit to Vistas? They are looking for anything that is basically creative. The only thing they can't accept is sculptures because there's no way to put a sculpture in a book yet. There will be a financial aid night for parents of seniors on January 10th, 2012. At 6 p.m. in the Saugus High Auditorium. The presenter will be Kathy Anderson from Massachusetts Educational Financing Authority. Are you a senior in college? I mean high school? High school. On January 30th, a representative from North Shore Community College will be here for on-the-spot admissions, so you can get into college. That concludes today's X2 announcements. Now for Saugus's local announcement. Former Board of Selectmen Chairman Donald Wong took his name out of the running to devote more time to serving constituents as state representative. The community was outraged when allegations surfaced that former employee Linda Duffy withdrew more than $800,000 from a decoy bank account in the name of the Saugus Public Library and used the money for personal. Duffy was indicted by a grand jury on 4 counts of mail fraud, 10 counts of money laundering, and 1 of aggravated identity theft following an investigation into how she allegedly diverted charitable donations and checks intended to pay library fees into her own bank account on a 7-year period. Tragedy struck on Route 1 in July when an oil tanker overturned and burst into flames, killing the driver. The crash triggered multiple explosions and a river of fire that engulfed other structures in the surrounding neighborhood. When that happened, my grandmother came into my room at 5 in the morning and told me the bridge exploded. Fortunately, firefighters put in an outstanding effort and extinguished the flames before more damage could be done. Governor DeFall Patrick, honored by the Saugus Fire Department during the Massachusetts Firefighter of the Year Awards ceremony for its response for battling the inferno. Thanks, firefighters. Raising money for great causes was once again in style, with Steve Aganis and Bob Davis partnering to organize a successful Aganis Special Olympics Day and Saugus Special Needs Festival on the high school grounds. Proceeds benefit a program for children with disabilities in the school district. The Saugus Business Education Collaborative stepped up, as always, spearheading the Taste of Education and Trivia Travaganza fundraisers for Saugus Public Schools. That concludes this year's Year in Review. Now to Kevin with the birthdays.
This week's birthdays we have Nicholas Hutchins, Casey Hyde, Brandon Ferreira, Amy Sederi, Nicholas Stradicos, Lindsay Giordano, Joseph Stewart, Brian Buckley, Rashad Diem, David Picarillo, Marissa Gobby, Amanda Poussad, Michael Swanson, Nicholas Sweeney, Cara Donati, Morgan Paquette, Tiffany Charette, Caroline Winch, Rachel Donovan, Catherine O'Donnell, and Nicole Salamoni. Back to you, Steve.
Now for today's lunch. Breakfast for lunch, sausage, egg, and cheese on a bagel. Tuesday, new item, buffalo chicken, hold on, check this out, macaroni, and a new thing invented called cheese. Wednesday, double cheese burger, lettuce, tomato, pickles, and pasta salad. Thursday, new item, Suzukan chicken, fiesta brown rice, roasted carrots and onions, plus garlic breadstick. Friday, American chop suey, garden salad on a dinner roll. Now, to the weather. Thanks, me. Now it's some time for weather. Wednesday, the 11th, it will be partly cloudy, highs 44, lows 33. Thursday, the 12th, it's going to be raining out, but it might turn into snow, but probably not because it's going to be highs 49, lows 41. Friday is partly cloudy. It's going to be 45s, 29. It's going to be Saturday, the 14th, partly cloudy, 34 highs, 20s lows. Sunday, it's going to be sunny, 30 highs, 21 lows. And back to me. Thanks, me with the weather. Now to Gabby Cogliano with Miss Bedard.
Today I'm here with Miss Bedard to speak to her about our new club here at Saugus High called Someone.
All right. So you started a club called Someone. What does that stand for?
Someone stands for Students United for Malawi and Other Noble Efforts.
What influenced you to start this organization?
When I graduated from college, I was a Peace Corps volunteer in Malawi, Africa. I taught math at an all-girls secondary school, and I've been back a few times working with the former headmistress of the school where I taught, and my daughter and I, and sometimes my mother, would help the people in the communities distributing food, or we would buy some things for them like blankets and soap and food and things like that, bicycles, so on. So I've always had an interest in helping them, and I've brought that into the school, mostly into my classrooms. And I've always tried to raise money, sometimes for school fees even, in my classroom here. And it actually wasn't me who decided to start this club. It was actually the idea of Brian Joyce. He liked the idea of how we were doing fundraising, and he wanted to make it something bigger, and he wanted to expand that to other students in the school and give them the opportunity to do fundraising, not just the students who are in my class.
Okay. Do you have any other students specifically engaged in the club, such as a leader or president?
We have two presidents. Of course, Brian Joyce is one of the presidents, but also Natalie Gonzalez is one of the other presidents. So they are co-presidents of Someone because they both have a very strong interest in helping the people in Malawi.
What types of fundraisers have you held to get students engaged in the Malawi Fund?
A few years ago, we had an open mic night, and we raised just a little bit of money, but we decided to do that again and also get teachers involved in performing at our open mic. And this year it was really successful, and we raised almost $300. And that's the only fundraiser that we've had so far.
Do you plan on having any more fundraisers before the end of the year for Someone?
Yeah, we want to have another open mic. It'll be in the spring. And we're also talking about possibly doing a karaoke event. So I'm not sure how that'll go, but that's something new. We're going to see if we can make it work.
Are there any other activities you will be doing for the noble efforts?
Yes, next week we're going to start a coat drive, and the coats will be given to homeless and poor people in the Saugus area. We're also going to be involved in the soup kitchen over at my brother's table, so hopefully we can go there at least 2 times by the end of the year.
So the money that you raise, what will this be going towards?
There are children in Malawi who are orphans because their parents died of HIV, and I always have been sponsoring children to go to school. They have to pay to go to school. So part of the money will be spent to give to them so that they can go to, mostly it's for middle school grades, some of them for high school. So that it'll be spent for about 3 or 4 students. And then also we pay for some livestock for villages, and also blankets and food. Some bicycles also for people who need to get to hospitals because of having AIDS. And that's about it for now. I mean, there are many needs in Malawi, so right now we've just picked a few things to focus on. So yeah, so every bit counts. So we're so thankful for any money that people give to Malawi.
Thank you, Ms. Bedard, for speaking to us about this topic.
Thank you, Gabby. If anyone is interested in joining someone, we meet on Mondays after school in E14.
Thanks, Miss Bedard and Gabby. Now to Karen with art.
Hi, this is Karen. I'm doing an update on Joey and stage projects. What have you added since the last time?
I've added a lot more detail on the face. I've added all the hair, and I'm beginning to finish the hair.
Do you plan on adding color?
I don't think I'm going to color mine. I think I'm just going to put a stain on it so it'll protect the clay and won't get damaged, but I don't think I'm going to put color on it.
What do you mean by stain?
It's like a paint, but it's just all one color. It's just going to make it seem like it's darker and make it seem like kind of like a black and white.
What troubles did you have making the hair?
It was hard trying to find a tool to use to make the texture of the hair look realistic, but I think we finally got it.
How do you feel about the project now?
It's a lot harder than I thought it was going to be, but it came out pretty good as of now.
Is there any other problems that you had making the face structure with the goatee? Chin strap?
No, that was pretty easy. It's just all lines. It's pretty easy, but it took a long time to get it right, how exactly you want it. When you're doing it to yourself, when you're trying to make it look like yourself, you want it to be perfect, and it just took a while trying to get everything how you want it.
Estimate of how much clay that you put on the...
No, we should go weigh it.
No. I know it's a lot though. It's probably like 10 pounds. I'd have to say. It's a lot.
What do you plan on doing with it after you're all done?
I'm probably gonna put it in my room and chill with it and stuff. And I might even give it to Alexandra so she can kiss it and stuff whenever she wants.
Did you meet your expectations?
Yeah, definitely. I met all my expectations. I hate it. I'm just kidding.
What's the hardest part?
Hardest part was probably the hair, definitely. So I had to add a lot to it.
What instruments did you use doing all those scrapes in?
I used this, and I used something else, and it's in that room. I just don't feel like getting it.
Would you do this again if you had to do it all over?
Probably not.
Would you use someone else's?
No, probably not.
So does the mirror help you a lot, like looking at yourself?
Yeah.
Did you enjoy that?
Yeah. I like looking at myself and drawing myself, making it.
Thanks, Karen with the art department. Now to Chris Maffeo interviewing Pop-Tart.
Hi, I'm here with Dave Piccarello from the Drama Club, and I'm here to ask him a few questions. What shows do you guys have coming up?
Well, in a couple of weeks we'll be doing our student-directed festival, where a bunch of students in different grades get to direct their own short shows, and they get to cast whoever they want in it, and we do a little festival on the last Saturday, and there's awards, and it's a fun day.
Do you guys have any big festivals this year? And how do you think you're gonna do?
In March we go to the Massachusetts High School Drama Festival, and we compete against 5 or 6 other schools. And this year we're doing a Japanese show called The Crane Wife, and it's a really cool show. It's a lot of movement and stuff, and hopefully it'll get us farther and get us towards the States.
Does everyone get along well together, or do you guys fight?
Well, no, we get along for the most part. The only times people get really mad is usually during tech weeks, when we're trying to put the shows together and getting everything done in the amount of time that we don't have. So people start to get angry and start yelling, but in the end it all turns out good.
And what was your favorite part of the whole year so far?
So far, my favorite part was probably when we went to NETC, the New England Theater Conference, and It's a fun day. You do a bunch of workshops. You compete against other people if you want to, and sometimes you get awards. But the favorite part of the whole year is definitely going to festival, competing against other schools.
Do you have anything else to add about the club or what's happening? Anything we missed?
Well, we just finished our improv shows. Improv ended good. A lot of people from papers and stuff came and interviewed us, so it was cool. And in March, we'll probably start for our musical, which we're doing Bye Bye Birdie. So that should be a fun show. It's like a rock musical.
Sounds good. Thank you.
You're welcome, Chris.
Thanks, Chris. That was a fantastic interview. Now to sports with Kevin.
Thanks, Steve. Well, the upcoming games this week, the boys basketball team is away at Peabody on Tuesday and home against Beverly on Friday. The girls basketball team is home against Peabody on Tuesday and away against Beverly on Friday. The track team is away on Wednesday at Lynn Classical, and the boys hockey team is away at Swampscott on Wednesday. I also got an interview with Mr. Nelson about the ice rinks outside at Saugus High. So here's the interview. Hello, I'm here with Mr. Nelson, and I'm going to ask him about what's going on with the hockey rink going on up in the field.
Well, right now there's going to be 2 hockey rinks. They're going to be flooding the whole infield of the softball field. And there's also, as you probably saw, a smaller half sheet of ice that's going to be put up there. Should be constructed probably within the next few weeks. Basically what happened was a couple members of the Saugus Youth Hockey came to Greg Nicholas at the Youth and Rec Center, told them what their thoughts were, what their ideas were, and Greg kind of got everybody on board. So he talked to Scott Crabtree, the head of the selectmen, spoke to myself. Then he got a panel of the youth commission people together. And basically what's going to happen, it's going to be open to everybody in the town. It is being built by volunteers. Jeff Natalucci, who's my hockey coach, our hockey coach, he's helping out. Also Steve Aganis from Aganis Construction's helping. Then there's Lowe's. Lowe's is donating some product. They're also selling their product at a discounted rate. Resco, a Wheelabrator, and also I believe the Chamber of Commerce is chipping in to kind of reduce the cost. Should be up, like I said, probably hopefully by January 1st, and it will be up for the whole winter. Like I said, it's going to be open to the public. There will be hours in which probably be closed down by 6, 7 o'clock at night. But yeah, it's open to everybody. What they're hoping is that probably the inside part of the softball field will be open just for public skating, and that the other half sheet will kind of be for modified games. So again, it came from an idea from parents over at Youth Hockey. About 3 or 4 of those gentlemen, they got together, they had an idea, and then like I said, Greg Nicholas kind of took it from there.
All right, well, I hope it works out well this year and it just keeps going for the next few years.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
As you can see behind me, we have the sandbags, which are being laid out, obviously for the rink. This is going to be for the bigger rink, which is going to be more like public skating and everything. And if you actually want to turn the camera over there, you can see it's about a half sheet of ice. There's some wood up there. It's about a half sheet of ice. That's going to be for more pickup games. If you want to get a pickup game going. So I think it's a cool idea from Saugus this year. And I think it's going to be hopefully something that works out well, and I do it for the next few years to come. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Nelson, for that interview. I also got an interview with Bobby Moore about the indoor track team, and let's see what Bobby had to say about the indoor track team. Thanks, Steve. I'm here with Bobby Moore, a senior on the indoor track team this year, also a captain. Yeah. And first off, how's the team doing this year?
Team's doing, we're doing all right. The girls have a win under their belt, but the boys don't yet. We're still trying to get there. We put in a good effort every meet, and hopefully we'll get a win soon, but we've been pretty close in the past, so it's nothing we can't handle.
Any standouts as this year in the season? I know Elisa's a big standout, but anybody else doing swell?
Steve Essery's doing pretty good on the hurdles, actually, as always. Yeah. Let's see, who else is there? I'm trying to think of girls. Brianna Evans qualified for states in the high jump.
All right.
Yeah,
all right.
Very unexpected. Hasn't done it in a while. Mm-hmm. Just figured she'd give it a shot, and it's actually turned out to be pretty good. So, yeah.
So when is your next meet?
Our next meet is Wednesday the 11th at Swampscott.
Wow.
And we hope to do pretty good. I mean, they have a good track. They have a really, really nice school, good facilities. So hopefully we can get some good times, good jumps in and stuff.
And my last question is, who was your favorite player on the SHS puck team?
Definitely Tyler Stretton. Definitely,
really?
without any question, Tyler Stretton.
All right, well, that's
Yep.
good. And back to you, Steve. Thanks, Bob. Back to you, Steve.
Thanks, Kevin, for the sports report. Now to the word of the day segment. Today's word of the day is ladder. Today's question of the week is, Kevin, what is your favorite kind of chair?
My favorite kind of chair?
Yes.
Wow. I had to say this chair. It is a nice chair.
Good answer. Now today's agenda report. It's about sports.
Cool.
Shaquille O'Neal and Kobe Bryant were teammates on the LA Lakers and notorious for disliking each other. However, by putting the team first, O'Neal and Bryant led the Lakers to 3 consecutive NBA titles. Now that is teamwork. This concludes Saugus High Inside Edition.
This is where it starts, in the chloroplast, then in for the Brenna. If light's present, electrons say yay, ETC takes it away, happens in the day. You needed glucose, so we made it, we put on a show. Photosynthesis, 6 CO2 plus 6 H2O equals glucose, oxygen. I am an electron, I'll show you. ETC is where I go through all the way from PS2, splitting up H2O, making ATP as we go. Now I'm in PS1, excited from the sun. This is photosynthesis, this is photosynthesis, this is photosynthesis. NADPH starts Calvin's cycle, making glucose in the stroma. Listen to me, every flower and tree, ATP is the key for Calvin's cycle. So let's make some food for our plant friends whenever they need some nutrition. Chlorophyll's green, trapping light beams in reactions unseen. And it goes like this. I am an electron, I'll show you. ETC is where I go through PS2 to PS1. Took some light from the sun, went to Calvin's cycle, made some glucose, now we're done. That was it.